So, real quick, I just wanted to put some voiceover on this time lapse that made a little over a week ago at an event called Third Friday, which is held at a local art space here in Cleveland called 78th Street Studios. They have several resident artists there every third Friday. They open the studio up for the public to come and walk around and see the galleries, meet some of the artists. And I have been fortunate enough the past two Third Fridays through the kind people at Suite 226, which is a studio for rent inside 78th Street Studios. It's a fantastic studio space for rent. I've used it for several shoots. To be invited into their space, and there you can see a picture of it, and that's my wife helping me set up. To do Tintypes and show off my wares during the Third Friday event. So basically I just set up a 4x5 camera. My dark box is over here in the corner. Simple white background, and we start making plates, and we sell these for, $35 a pop. People come in and get a 4x5 made. So this is just walking you through everything. The setup here is a 4x5 Calumet 400cc camera. I'm shooting black 024 aluminum. And I have a nice reflector here to provide fill at the bottom underneath the light, and that's just a Speedotron 2400 watt second head up there with their large sort of dish reflector on top of it. So it's just bare bulb. That reflector, you get bounce off the reflector down here in the bottom. This curved reflector, which is a cheap reflector from Newer. And you get a nice portrait. So this is it's actually Ron Knight. He's an artist who's shown the past couple times there. Ron was my first customer at the first Friday I did. He came back this time with his wife. That's him and his son. They were in the first photo I did ever there. They came back this time. He's actually waiting for me to bring in my 8x10 camera. So the other thing that happened this time around was this gentleman over here with the camera is actually from 78th Street Studio. So he was videotaping my process and interviewed me briefly about what I was doing, which then they put together. If you check out 78th Street Studio on YouTube, you can find that. It's just a little 30-second piece of me giving a really high-level overview of the process. So we shoot the plate. Lori over there collects their payment info. I spend my time in the dark box developing it, and then I actually just ship all of the plates out to them later once they've been dried and varnished, or in this case I actually did a gloss water-based acrylic finish on them. Super high gloss, looks really sharp. I find it a little bit simpler than varnishing. Not that there's anything wrong with varnishing. It's just I'm out of varnish, and I have spray resin acrylic that works really, really well. This is another interesting woman I met this week. She runs a studio at a local college in the area, and her and I spent quite a bit of time talking about the possibility of maybe doing some commissioned pieces to put up in the studio there. These other guys were also interested in commissioning me for some portrait work, which I actually did a lot more discussion around that sort of thing at this event than I did in the prior ones. We didn't actually shoot a whole bunch of shoot a whole bunch of plates this time around. But we had a good setup. We talked to a lot of people. It's a good time. It's a good way to spend 3 hours. So that's it. On the table, I just have a bunch of plates that are fine art plates. If you follow me on Instagram at Cleveland Tintype, you can see most of those plates there. Here's another couple that came in. They looked at the process for a while, and eventually you'll see I did get to make a plate of them. So it's been a cool experience going in and seeing people react to it. Quite a few people here seem to at least know of the process, although not all of them completely understand it. I would say at least once an evening I get somebody who comes in and thinks I can just take a photo off their phone and print it on aluminum or something like that. But people seem to enjoy the sort of novelty aspect of it that we're doing here. taking the plate, seeing it develop. Everybody loves the money shot of the image reversal and the fixer. So that's a good time. And then I just keep over here on this table as I make the plates and develop them. I just let them all sit in trays. So as additional folks come in, we can show them what we saw or what we've already done for the evening. Like I said, this time around, you've seen me make 3 plates. There's 3 more we'll make. This space, though, is fantastic. I've done a lot of ballet portrait work in this space. I've done some maternity sessions in this space. I'm trying to think what else I've done in here. Sort of some editorial glamour type stuff in this space. It's a great space to use in the winter. It's really, really affordable for a couple hours to get inside and do some shooting. Obviously, they have a bunch of gear. This stuff in the background, that black backdrop and these big roller stands and all that is theirs. I just bring in my Speedotron setup and my reflectors, what I need to actually do wet plate collodion, because obviously that's not the kind of studio they're set up to be. It would be nice to have running water in this space. I do not have that here, so what we tend to do, and I guess I should have got a better shot of the whole darkroom setup, is we tend to just run to the bathroom and keep a 5-gallon pail filled up with water that I can use. I have another 5-gallon pail. That's the waste that we dispose of later in the evening. This woman and her husband there that just left, they run a historic house in Pennsylvania. Again, another commission. It was built in the late 1700s. Still around today, but they were looking for a period-specific piece as they do some work there this year on the 1800s. So hoping to hear from her at some point. Family of 4. Funny thing about this family of 4, and actually the very first portrait, I sort of said when I did this whole thing that I was going to limit these portraits to groups of 1 or 2 people. How do you say no to a family of 4, though, right? We're all out there hustling, trying to just make people happy and have some fun with this. So we wedged them all in here. Got them all lined up on the same plane, so we didn't have to worry about depth of field things too much. And took their photo. Really cute kids. This actually here, the guy who just came in, that's Tyler and his family. He owns Studio 226, so he stopped in. It was his daughter's birthday, so they got another plate made for her birthday. This is another family also that waited around. This is sort of my busy time of the night. So maybe I'll just let you watch me take a few plates here that go by relatively quickly for a little bit. Then people are going over to the window, not to take photos of my GoPro, but outside of the parking lot, there's actually several vendors who are set up because the weather was nice enough to do that. This is a very photogenic family now, Tyler and his family there. Not that any of the other ones aren't, but this picture is really fantastic. This plate turned out really good. So here we go. Yeah, I really like that plate expression. They're all really sharp and in focus. It's a good deal. Then as I get ready to do this last family over here of the night, a lot of foot traffic still coming in. A lot of people talking about commissioning portrait sessions and that, which was great. Great then. I haven't heard from them yet, so I guess we'll just have to see how that goes. I did mention some people coming in because last time around I had put my Birkin James 8x10 camera out on display just because it looked really cool. Since then, I've got film holders ready for it, plate holders ready for it, and a tripod set up for it, and I actually got a reducing back for it. So if I go back in October, which is likely, we'll be doing some 8x10s as well as maybe 4x5s. And we'll also be bringing our own sandbags. Sandbags around. These are from the studio, but could use a couple more. Didn't have all of theirs. My wife actually made me some really nice branded sandbags that have all my logo info on, so we'll get the word out. Our cool sandbags, like our cool T-shirts we have that you hadn't really noticed. That was it. That's how it goes. I'm just going to let this video run out a little bit longer. There's really not too much more to see other than a bunch of people coming in and chatting with us and looking at the plates on the table. So hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Hopefully I'm back more frequently with videos and keep showing off the process. Thanks.